Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Overnight, Russia launched more than 150 attack drones and 2 missiles against Ukraine. Strikes were recorded at dozens of locations across the country. Kyiv was among the main targets. The city's mayor reported that Russian forces carried out a massive attack, leaving 15 people injured, including 2 children, one of whom is a 1-year-old boy. Residential buildings, a business center, administrative facilities, and industrial premises were also damaged. In Chuhuiv, 3 people were killed and 3 others were wounded. The town was struck by both missiles and drones. Garages, vehicles, residential buildings, and other civilian infrastructure sustained significant damage. In the Dnipro region, 3 people were injured. Authorities reported damage to infrastructure facilities, apartment buildings, private homes, and other civilian property. Further south, the governor of the Zaporizhia region stated that 2 people were killed and 38 others injured because of Russian attacks on the city of Zaporizhia. Meanwhile, in Russia, the Moscow-appointed head of the occupied part of the Kherson region, Vladimir Saldo, claimed that the bridge near the settlement of Changar had once again been damaged in a Ukrainian strike. Traffic across the bridge has been suspended. Ukrainian forces last targeted the crossing on June 7th. The Changar Bridge links the occupied part of Kherson region with annexed Crimea across the Changar Strait and is considered one of the most important land supply routes used by Russian forces. Now, on the front line, reports suggest that the presence of Ukrainian troops inside Pokrovsk has effectively come to an end. According to military observers, Ukrainian forces have almost certainly lost their remaining positions within the city, with no confirmed Ukrainian activity on Pokrovsk's northeastern outskirts since late April. Russian troops have reportedly exercised full control over the city for nearly 2 months, using it to concentrate infantry, establish supply hubs, and deploy drone operators. Analysts argue that the prolonged Ukrainian presence in Pokrovsk may have been driven by a combination of factors, including efforts by military leadership to maintain claims of partial control, difficulty evacuating personnel due to Russian FPV drone activity, and restrictions on withdrawal imposed by higher command. Russian forces, meanwhile, continue offensive operations towards Dobropillia. However, they are reportedly facing difficulties advancing across the open terrain between Kherson and Rodinsk, where Ukrainian defenses continue to slow their progress. This footage from Dobropillia shows servicemen of Ukraine's 12th Azov Brigade engaging Russian kamikaze drones head-on. According to the report, the unit shot down 11 incoming drones, once again demonstrating the growing importance of close-range counter-UAV marksmanship along the front line. So in the video, Ukrainian infantry units adapt quickly to the constant threat posed by Russian loitering munitions and FPV drones. While electronic warfare and dedicated air defense systems remain essential, you can't beat rifle fire at short range. Now, this next one is not an old story, though it may sound like it at first. Reports indicate that Russian aviation has once again accidentally dropped an aerial bomb on the outskirts of Belgorod, its own city. Smoke was reportedly visible from across the city, suggesting a significant impact near a populated area. Such incidents show the type of risk created by Russia's extensive use of glide bombs close to its own border regions. Even when aimed at Ukrainian targets, failure in launch, guidance, or handling can turn Russian weapons into a direct danger for Russian civilians. Officers from the civil military cooperation units of Ukraine's 57th Brigade evacuated 2 young children from a frontline area in the Vovchansk sector. The boys, born in 2019 and 2021, have been staying with their grandmother in a settlement within the Vovchansk community, which is subjected to daily enemy drone attacks. The footage shows the continuing civilian risk in areas where Russian drones operate constantly over settlements close to the line of contact. We can also see the role of Ukrainian military units not only in combat operations, but in humanitarian actions under direct threat.
Детские игрушки вроде есть. Добрый взрослый.
Збройні сили. Діти, да. Так, хватить, блядь.
Давайте.
От, збирайте.
От завтра приїде жена, забере їх.
Не завтра ж.
На завтра потім, на сьогодні та заберемо. Ви з нами їдете. Беріть дітей, поїхали. Швиденько.
О, все. Уже пошел.
This final bit of archive footage shows an infantryman from Ukraine's 2nd International Legion firing an RPG at enemy positions in the Serebryansky Forest in the Luhansk region. The video was recorded during an assault mission aimed at destroying Russian positions. The account attached to the footage state that the operation was carried out under the command of Selmo, a commander who was later killed in action.
Muchachos, somos los mejores, vamos. Sí. Vamos.
And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.